yourself then.
In a religious, okay, oh, okay. But let me just start and say this. Let me tell you something. I'm a DV survivor. Ain't no skit. I don't give a damn. Anybody in their right mind that can sit up and even come with something like that and say it's a skit. Every last 669 of us need to gather some plane tickets and fucking take a flight. Cause this what you ain't gonna do.
No,
that's
no,
number
we're
one.
not gonna go
Number
real
two,
no,
everything is
no.
documented on this here social media, so we can all go back and document everything. I don't believe it's the skit. I just think they trying to cover their ass. They trying to cover their ass. But at the end of the day, the only person suffering in the house is the child.
Exactly.
If my auntie had nuts, she'd be your uncle. If it was a fifth, we all be fucked up. I got a sister. And if I happen to go to my sister's house behind somebody, hidden somebody behind something, I'm somebody going to jail. Somebody going to jail. After I get through bebopping you and him, I'm taking my niece or nephew, and you can follow me to where I'm going. I'm not leaving mine in a household, and I got to come over here. What? I don't believe it's a skit. I don't care what ain't no lie on this side of heaven and hell. You can't. It ain't no skit. It ain't no skit. Chelsea did what she needs to do. Get it. We get that. We ain't gonna come. We can't come at Chelsea. Because hell, if it had came to me, I'm relaying it to somebody on here until we get proof, absolute proof. Okay, but then you get that bubble back, twisted, ugly tattoo wearing on both arms, want to ride an electric scooter, get up here and got the nerve and audacity to talk about. Don't want to talk about it. Well, why did you open your mouth to say it? Why did you open your mouth to say it? You ain't got no friends on this here app. None. You ain't learned yet. You are your sister. Y'all ain't learned yet. You can't trust nobody. You too. Oh, I forgot you didn't complete the 4th grade. You said you graduated. We don't even believe that's true at this point. You probably printed out that diploma. If it don't make sense, it don't make dollars. Don't y'all let these 3 raggedy ass people sit on this internet and have y'all thinking what y'all seen and heard ain't to be fact. You just don't do it. Y'all can follow who you want to. I just had to get in the box because yeah, I'm over here punching air. I'm punching air because the audacity that Danny would bring her 500,000 pound ass on TikTok. She brought it up. And then you don't want nobody to talk about it. Oh, you got life fucked up and twisted. This right here, I'm not going to let it go. I'm telling you right now, I'm tempted to call my local news because when I say I'm sick and tired, I'm sick and tired. And have them, I'm telling you right now, and trust me, when I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. Hit enough candles.
Okay, I let her go until TikTok said get rid of it. So we're all angry, and we can't come on here and speak our truth.
Well, I was just going to say,
hi, Nugget. I'm sorry, baby. Hi,
no,
honey.
no,
How are you?
You're fine. I'm going to debrief, and I have absolutely nothing but love for Goddess. I love.
Absolutely,
she's fantastic.
absolutely.
But
I knew they were going to report the shit out of her, so they always do. They can't handle the truth,
for sure. But I just want to say this as someone who I think that this very well could be a skit, and I'm not saying anything bad about the person that presented these things because, who knows? Who knows if they are real or not? Because the reality is that's how disgusting these twins are. That's how foul they are. We have seen them go so low with what they will present on the internet. So even though it might seem so disgusting and so depraved that someone would use a child in something like this, so to us, we might not
But
be able to
that's all
fathom that
she's got,
being
though, babe.
right.
That's all
So
she's
that's why
got.
I understand totally. But, this could be a skit. This was when it was hot and heavy with, child services. This could have been used as, she could have sent this text back in January or whenever to, take heat off or whatever. Or to be relevant. You never know her motives. She's weird. I've been watching her for 4 years. It's embarrassing to admit that, but she's weird. And,
Yeah.
if it's true, I don't know how many times I've seen Erin, holding Cam, or Gabby being, Steve's, champion. Like, I feel like if she did have to champion, I feel like we would have heard about it from her. Like, she would have been like, I had to rescue Cam. I don't know, because she's always so quick to toot her horn. I don't know. There's just a lot of discrepancies and weirdness. I just think that, like, within the chat, whether people think it's a skit or not, it's just weird. That's all.
Yeah. I mean,
Oh,
it really don't matter if you think it's a skit or not.
right.
If
You're
it's a
right.
skit, it's fucked up. If it's not a skit, it's fucked up.
Well, and at the end of the day, it's just another opportunity. They're just the only victim here. Danny's not a victim. Gabby's not a victim. Bean's not a victim. It's that child. And once again,
Absolutely.
he's being victimized and by adults that are supposed to be
Right.
protecting him, and it's disgusting.
Right.
So
It's like, what the hell do we do? I mean, I'm honestly asking, what the hell do we do?
they find out.
Hello.
Hello,
All
y'all.
right, I'm jumping out.
I saw you was live, but I wanted to real quick say this. Danny first said that she makes shit up to catch people she doesn't trust, but then she doesn't trust anybody. She's proven to everybody that she's nothing but a liar, regardless of this. And then I just saw her say that she only said it to take accountability. That's not taking accountability once again.
That makes zero sense. How is that? Makes zero sense.
Right.
Right? It don't make no sense, but they like
Hi,
to keep
Steph.
you confused.
Sorry.
Hey.
Sorry, Thunk.
Fuck. This whole, I don't even know what to call it anymore. Family. They're not a family, though. See, that's another thing. They're just all fucked up.
They're the culprit. That's
Exactly, Sharon. Who makes that kind of shit up knowing that it'll hurt the kid?
well, and then
Knowing that there's thousands of us that care about that child.
Hello.
well, and
Hi,
then
baby.
also, today. Well, I think it was today. I caught the reclip, and I caught it. I don't catch them live ever. I know not to do
Right.
that. So I caught the reclip on Nookie, and it was. I think
I was going to say I rely on Nookie.
yeah, I love Nookie. But I saw the reclip of Danny this morning, and first she goes, you can't trust anyone on the internet these days. So she brings it up, and then people are asking the hard questions, and then she says, I don't want to talk about it. And then she says, I make shit up all the time. I make stuff up. You don't know if
Right.
it's true or not, as if that's some surprise to us. That's what we all say. But then she continues on with Wolfpack worship. I don't understand it.
I just have a quick question and then I'll jump down if I could ask.
Sure, babe.
So I just have a question. I know you asked Chelsea for dates on that text is what is that what you're asking her?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think there were people in the chat as well as I was reading it, to see if you can't get the dates on her report.
Okay, I can ask her for that.
To see if it was reported, when this went down, per se. I know another thing that I see in the chat was, and I know you said not to jump all over Chelsea, and I didn't see a bunch of that, but I know another question that was asked a few times was, this has to do with DV. If it wasn't true and you thought it was a skit, why would you report it? Is what people were asking. That was the first one.
True.
The second one is, there have been so many people involved, with the twins and with awareness and, just within the community and beyond, that there's been a lot of foul stuff done. And I'm assuming you know what I mean by, people showing up places and whatnot. Now, when we're talking
Mm-hmm.
about DV,
That's
we were
nobody in these
all,
boxes. That's nobody in these
Right.
boxes.
no, no, no. I'm just saying in general. There's nobody in particular that I'm thinking of. I'm just saying in general. Um, when it comes to the community and whatnot, when things had happened in the past with others doing foul things, um, and it got brought out, it was just a complete mess because, people are asking, well, why wasn't this told or why wasn't this said? Well, I feel like with DV, and I know some others were saying this as well, and I was thinking it because I don't normally put much in the chat, but why would this be okay to be a secret, but those things were not okay to be a secret? Does that make sense? Why was this okay to be on the hush hush, but all those other
Because
things weren't okay to be on the hush hush?
none of it's okay, in my opinion. None of it.
Mm-hmm.
From no matter
Mm-hmm.
who's doing it.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
I don't find child abuse, lies about sexual assault, an entertaining reality show. I think it's sick to say it's going to be a great summer, guys. It's going to be a great
It's
summer.
absolutely disgusting, and that's kind of, when Chelsea came in and Thunk said, absolutely nobody better say anything negative or you'll be blocked immediately. Which I get it. It's your life. You control how you want to control it. And, I'm not saying anything negative against that, but I'm just saying, had that been, any other case, I feel like, people's emotions run high. And a lot of people, knowing now that someone had this information and it wasn't shared with someone in the community or wasn't put out there, that really makes a lot of people heated when it comes to stuff like this.
Right. And I'm not
I
attacking
understand that,
anybody.
but being heated at somebody is not going to happen in here. You can
No,
either
and
go
I,
to
like I
them or
said, I
wait for them to
understand
go
your rule.
live.
She
Right.
didn't do it is the thing. And not everybody's intentions are the same as everybody else's. We might all speak to each other. Some of us don't speak. I'm not, do you know what I mean? So if you see us in boxes together, that don't mean we always talk to each other. We might just talk to each other when we're in the boxes. Do you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, no, I've been
Right.
around a long time. I'm pretty silent for the most part. I don't usually get involved a whole lot, but I think with stuff with the DV that's been coming out lately has been kind of overwhelming for a lot of people when it comes to this clown. Um, and I think, with the child involved, it just opened up a whole new, it just opened up so much more. It's just, I don't know. It's disgusting.
it
Right.
is.
But see,
But
you
that's all
guys
I
will
wanted to.
also notice that when there's situations going on with the other creators within the community, I don't get on live or in a box and talk about them. I specifically want to stick
Talk
to
about the
the
situation.
twins. So that's another reason I'm like, we're
No,
not going to jump on, Chelsea.
no, and like I said, I don't disagree with you at all. Like I like everybody. I watch everybody. I like everybody. Like I might have my own opinions on things, but 90% of the time I keep them to myself. I'm better off
Right.
that way.
Right.
So I totally get what you're saying. I'm not going against you by no means, but I know that a lot of people. My main thing was I've seen a lot of people were asking about, you had asked for the dates for that text. A lot of people were
Mm-hmm.
asking about, when did she make the report? Can you get a date on the report as well?
Right.
Just to kind of see, did she report it right away or how long did she hold on to it? And I know that other people might have gotten that same message. As I read in the chat, there was a few other people that said they had received that same message around Valentine's Day from Danny or whatnot. But,
I'm going to interrupt you for a second. If we don't trust people, then the way you do that is you request a FOIA from the police department to find out if it's reported or not. Because it's clear that nobody, like, there's a lot of distrust going on. And I want to point, I put it in the chat, but I'm going to say it up here. If Danny will lie about DV, she'll lie about her other traumas of sexual assault as well.
Anything. They'll lie about anything. They don't care.
That they will. Okay, well, I just wanted to ask those questions, and I thank you for letting me up. And
thank you for coming up. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
You too, honey.
And I'm sorry, but
I don't like them girls.
nope, they're not entertainment.
No.
And I am sorry, but I do. If they want to know if it was reported, FOIA away. Have at it, motherfucker.
Right. Exactly. You can get a lot of information if you have the right information and the right date.
I am scared to know what's coming, though. I just feel like something big is coming. I don't know what it is, but you've got Danny claiming this over in text messages. You've got Gabby over here cutting her shirt up and flipping the camera off. Also, just a quick side note, did anyone catch in that video where she was cutting up the shirt, the popo that drove by but slowed way down?
Yeah.
That was pretty good. That part was entertaining.
Yeah, but
Big Rose, she said she made a report. She didn't specify with who.
I don't believe it. Or wait, did Danny's the one that said she made a report?
No, Chelsea.
Oh,
Chelsea
I'm sorry.
said she had reported.
Sorry. I don't know.
And let's not forget, this is a pattern. This is a pattern for Danny. She will overplay being manic. All right, because she's got bad mental health. And when she was doing all that overspending, she let us know about, she had to get back on Seroquel. Got to get back on the Seroquel. Got to get back on the Seroquel. I'm back on the Seroquel. And she even said the other day before these text timing is really weird, that, she's back on her Seroquel, guys. Don't you know how calm she is? Then she's going to, some catastrophe is going to happen where probably Enzo will need another crystal removed, because I'm pretty sure that cat's a rare gemstone inside by now. He's been digging to China for weeks. And her simps will hand her their government check. If this is a reality show, they need a new script writer because this shit's getting old.
Right. It's really old. It really is. And the skits just keep getting worse.
Yep. And the using of that child makes me fucking sick. They both use him. He's nothing to them but a prop.
Yes, Darby, that's my whole point, is nothing's being done to protect Cam that we know of. Let me put it that way. I mean, there could be all kinds of things going on in the back end, but I mean,
how are we supposed to protect him? We've done what we can do as strangers on the internet.
Right.
We have done
I think what they meant is like family or, CPS or whoever. I think that's
the only thing that could really be done is stop giving them a platform to abuse him on. I don't see that happening.
Yeah, I was going to say I don't see that happening at all. Because, I mean, wasn't it just like 6 or 7, 12 days ago she said, I don't need this. I don't need this. And she was right back, what, same day or next day? Yeah, I don't get it. I mean, I do have a question though, but I'm not sure. Hi, Beauty.
Hey, Thunk, how are you doing?
I'm okay, honey. You all right?
I'm okay. I know Gabby's probably listening, and
Fuck
I,
you,
I was
Gabby.
yeah, I was a camp.
Sorry.
Um, and I have about 30 something children that call me mom because I rescue lots of cams. And
Right.
she needs to know that I pray for that child every night. And there have been so many times that tears, I will just burst into tears. It may not
Right.
be someone on TikTok that saves him, but somebody will one day, and she's going to lose him forever. My parents are in their 70s alone because neither one of their children will speak to them. They don't know their grandchildren, none of it. So
Right.
even if nobody on TikTok is able to do anything, Gabby, you will pass away alone. And when you meet your maker, all those Bible verses you were spouting off, they meant nothing. You are lukewarm and you will be spit out.
Say it
I do
again,
agree
honey.
with you.
You will be spit out. The other thing, I don't know, Chelsea. I've been off for a while. I do understand why she did not release these early, because the mass reporting, it is harmful. I do volunteer work with children.
Agreed.
So I'm,
Can I interrupt you? But isn't the
of
mass
course.
reporting months after it happened, knowing how that mass reporting happens when this stuff gets dropped, it should have just not been put out at all, in my opinion, at all, because
True.
it's even more harmful when it's months down the road and gets dropped.
Exactly. That was going to lead me to my next point of, um, I don't have beef with anybody, on here.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what all goes on behind the scenes, but I think that there's got to be somebody for everybody on this app, whether it's You Find Out or You Thunk or it's Irish or Smoke, somebody that you feel that you can go to if you have been sent that kind of information so that it's not mass reported and maybe you and that person that you trust can figure out how to get it reported, get it to the right people.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
That would be the best going forward.
Right.
I really think, for his best interest, just find somebody. I don't know, Wendy. I'm just throwing out names. Obviously,
Right.
they,
Right.
they may not want to be the ones who handle something or help, but just find somebody that you trust, so that you guys can move together in silence to get it reported. But yeah, I understand her intention, Chelsea's intention. I completely understand it, not wanting the mass reporting, but now I'm afraid that that's what's going to happen. And then when the spotlight is on those two, we know things go on behind the scenes in that home that we don't see. And trust me, just from experience, it's worse. And then all that mass reporting does is it makes it worse on cam at the end of the day.
I agree.
And I also agree with a blackout. We did that with Hippie Harley. I mean, she had, her 500 viewers. Now look at her. She's stumbling with maybe 20. I don't know. It worked. It finally worked. Both of those girls with their mental illness, they crave attention. We know this, good or bad. If we ignore it, they go away.
Right.
And if they have nobody to give that attention to, I hate to say it, but either they will focus on getting help, or she will become such a problem that Aaron doesn't want to deal with it anymore. Something will happen. this is the kind of stuff that I wish, like, if his teachers were on the app. And I will tell you, as being a previous teacher, we do let their new when they go, into the new school year, we do talk with the other teachers and let them know what's going on. So
Okay, being that you said that you were a teacher, maybe you can answer a couple of questions.
Yeah.
Okay. With CPS being in the situation, do teachers know about that kind of thing?
I mean, we make the report. We get asked questions. As far as their entire thing, we're just more I was a preschool teacher. So
Okay.
honestly, I dealt with this more. I'm also been a coach, a volunteer coach in my community. I've had more issues with kids that I coach and their parents.
Okay.
And Bacon, I mean, I'll never forget this one, oh my gosh, this one girl just fighting out. And I kept telling her mom, she needs help. She needs help. She wouldn't listen to me. Now this she's been expelled from school, and yeah, it's a really sad situation. But yeah, we were more interviewed and asked questions. And I worked at a private preschool, so
I didn't realize I had muted. I was sitting here just talking away. Okay, like this situation specifically, like there was a report made, allegedly. I'm going to say this is all allegedly because I don't know. There was a report made by a teacher, okay, and then that's when all of this pretty much jumped off. Then, CPS got involved and the courts got involved. Being his teacher, do you think that she is aware of how the situation is? And, let's see, what am I trying to say? Do you think that they're like asking her to like keep an eye on this situation or that, or if you see something,
absolutely.
say something kind of thing? Okay.
Absolutely.
That's kind of where I was going with it. So
yeah, that's why I'm really,
hopefully that they got eyes on him.
Yes, I'm really, really hoping that the teachers have, like downloaded TikTok. Like I was late to the whole TikTok game. And gosh, now I like looking back on all the years, because it's been, how old is she? 17, doing this, let's see, 13 years.
Wow.
Yeah, looking back, I wish I would have downloaded this app when it first came out. Now, none of the parents that, I've had issues with really are on TikTok like that. But, let's say I had a Gabby. I would be watching that like a hawk as the teacher. And that's, going real life other than making a report, I know is not the way. I like when I pray that they feel some sort of urge to look her up on TikTok. And I hopefully they've, already done that. That way they can be, aware of even more what's going on.
Yeah. I really hope so, because, his teacher saw something and made a report. So I just hope that she's still, in it for the long game.
Yes. I'm sure she saw things, like a long time, probably from the beginning of the school year, honestly.
I agree.
Because I'll never forget one time, this mom was dropping off her kid, and she said, "Oh, she had a fever at 3:30 this morning. I gave her Tylenol. Just let me know if she runs a fever again." And I was like, "Lady, it's got to be 24 hours fever free." And she was like, she's not running one right now. I said, that doesn't matter, and that was an interesting situation because my child also went to the same preschool, and, I had friends. So I had, put in some awkward situations at times. But yeah, we can tell, and it's not like we're getting a kid out of the car and like the car's messy or something like that. It just most of us, you just have that sense about people. And how, like watching how they play. I remember having one that I would say was kind of like Cam. And his biggest issue though was that he really wasn't verbal. But he also came from a home where English was not the primary language. His parents were honestly great, but I had to really talk them into like speech therapy. And I really worked with him, and the turnaround in a year was amazing.
Wow, that's good.
It was really amazing. But yes, I always pray that he has teachers in his life that care.
Yeah, that's why I was asking, because I really do hope so,
And I can say I've been really, really blessed with my kids. We've only had one teacher that was bad in all my kids going to school. So,
right.
in my experience, most teachers care. But yeah, I just really wanted to let Gabby know, like it's not gonna, if it's not TikTok, God's gonna find a way, or
I agree.
karma, whatever anybody believes in.
Right. Whatever you believe in, it's going to happen.
It will happen. It will happen.
Right.
Hey, how are y'all?
Hi, baby. How are you?
Good. I guess I just want to point out, C's talking, and he's not going to stay small forever. Regardless of what goes on in that home, he's going to tell it.
We can only hope so,
Yeah.
Maybe that'll be his way out, she'll buck up and, do something, and he'll be, telling somebody at the schoolhouse.
They do.
Exactly.
They do.
Yeah. And I want to mention something too. I know there's 585 of us in here, and they probably heard the same thing I did. I just don't want to say a creator's name. The fact that C's teacher is bucking G on some of the diagnoses that G is saying C has. So I'm praying that's a window also that may come to...
Okay, so Gabby is telling the teacher things and the teacher's not believing it?
Exactly. She's believing he doesn't have certain diagnoses.
Okay, so wouldn't they require proof, like paperwork from the doctors kind of thing?
Yeah, we did. I can tell you two different instances. Well, I guess one of mine, it was medical, but we had a meeting that was with the principal, the vice principal, our county nurse, our school nurse, and my child's surgeon. That was on the phone, and my child's teacher was in the room. With my IEP meetings with my other child, social worker was in the room. We had the school counselor. We had her teacher. We had, oh gosh, I can't think of the other lady's name. But yes, we had actual signed documents with her psychiatrist, her regular, her doctor. And that's also, when you fill out paperwork when your kid's starting school, you provide who their doctor is. You also have to provide as far as for vaccines. And I know people do opt out of vaccinations, but she still has to provide some sort of doctor on there. I might be wrong, but didn't she withhold him from getting vaccinations?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she hasn't
Yeah,
had
see, that's the tricky,
allegedly. We don't
allegedly.
know for sure. That's just what she said.
Yes, yeah. So that's my only kind of wonder is there's just not going to be much there medically since she has refused vaccinations, right? She'll just have that paperwork filled out. But as far as like with IEP, I mean, yeah, they require so much documentation. I just don't see how she could fake all of that.
But hey, it's Gabby. You know.
That's true. I mean, I don't know how it is in Florida, but I know where I am. Like I said, like even the social worker was with us. I don't know.
Back in the day when she had said about, not having him vaccinated, she claimed spiritual or however you put it. And I do know for a fact that Florida, if you do claim that, you have to provide proof from your spiritual leader kind of thing. I
Mm-hmm.
do know that. Oh, fruit, did they change it? Religious, thank you. My words weren't wording. Okay, but like I said though, they must have changed it because it's been, what has it been, a couple of years since she started saying that? Right,
Which is,
Nanny?
and yes, that's the like Boy Nanny says, Baptist. Like my mother grew up Baptist. I was vaccinated. I don't know where I grew up, non-denominational. So,
Mm-hmm.
but either way, I mean, that was not something that was pushed or preached against, getting
Mm-hmm.
vaccinations.
Right.
So I've always wondered if she used that just to keep him from going to doctor's appointments so that she can delay him, because that's my other big thing was how did she get him delayed to get that check. As a teacher, I started off in the 2-year-old room. I mean, they're already 2, they're turning 3. We, at the end of the year, really evaluate their speech, and
Mm-hmm.
letter, recognition, and starting off when they start off in the 3s. And we go ahead, we have it, babies can't wait. We go ahead and we fill out that forms for the parents.
Mm-hmm.
So they can go ahead and hurry up and, get their child what they need. So I mean, obviously, I guess she did that in Illinois, I'm guessing. But somewhere along the way, like he's got to go to the doctor. It doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't, and nothing ever does with them. It's ridiculous. And whether you vaccinate your children or not, that's not the
Yeah,
subject of this conversation. It's just her using that, like Judy
right,
said, was to so she would be able to delay him even more.
right.
And because if she was to take him to the doctor back then, they would see these things and it would have been taken care of. We all know that she refused, the therapies and all the things when she was in Illinois.
Which,
For God's sake, she didn't want to get up in the morning so that the people could come and give him his therapy.
yeah, which to me, I mean, I'm sorry if, and maybe I'm very ignorant, but to me, if you're
I
going to
doubt that.
accept a check but refuse the help, no check for you. Like
That I agree with. I
I
agree with.
don't
I
under.
keep seeing something in the chat. People are saying that he is back in pull-ups.
She didn't take care of. Oh, does he get lots of ear infections?
Is he back in pull-ups?
Yeah, I've seen a couple of times that was said in the chat, and I'm curious.
Oh my Lord.
Yeah, that's another thing. I mean, obviously, I was at a private
That's gonna
school,
hurt
but
you.
once they reached pre-K. Well, it was actually supposed to be the threes class because you're turning 4. You were
Okay.
not
Thank you, baby.
you were supposed to be potty trained. We had one boy who
Wow.
was not, but he was. It wasn't because his parents' lack of trying. He just didn't want to stop playing. If that makes sense.
Right.
Um,
Okay.
yeah, but I just would think, especially with him going to public school, I mean, just the amount of, when you register, all the documents you have to put in there, the teachers are quickly going to see at the beginning that, hey, does your kid need speech? And she's like, oh yeah, he's been delayed. Well, meeting's going to be called. Okay, well, he's been delayed. So who's his speech therapist so that we can be in contact? Oh, he doesn't have one. That's where I really feel like this next school year is going to bite her in the behind.
I agree with too.
When was it whenever she was in the kitchen that day and said she was going off crashing out about Florida, didn't do anything, and she was going to take him out to somebody else to get him reevaluated? What time frame was that? Do you remember?
Wendy, can you say that again, what you just said? She was in the kitchen and she did what?
I want to say it was June, July, August time frame, maybe. I can't remember. She was in the kitchen, and I think they had just done his evaluation or whatever, and they said the only thing he needed was speech. And Aaron was telling her that could be done in school. And she was mad because they wasn't going to give the therapies that she wanted, that she was going to take it and do it herself, basically.
Said January, and she has the clip. Sorry.
Yeah, I was just going to say, she just said she has that clip.
Okay. So.
Wow, this is really, golly, he's back in pull-ups.
Sounds like regression.
Yeah, regression, exactly.
And as far as the school thing, I have a question. Hang on, my dog. As far as the school thing, say he does have written documents that needs to be done at school, speech therapy, whatever the case may be. She does it every time I go live. She starts barking. Hang on. Sorry.
She did want to say hi to everybody.
Yeah, she does it every time I go live on stream on YouTube too. If a child comes in and they need that therapy, do they not have to provide some type of documentation from a physician?
I did. When we had our meeting, now mine, she didn't need speech therapy, but just other things that she needed. And that's actually what I was going to the school for. Anyways, yeah, they asked for that information and I gave it to them, but I don't know. I mean, to me, it's just like, hey, they asked for it. I gave it to them. It didn't feel like, if you don't give this to me, like, you're in trouble. But then again, it's just like, why wouldn't I give that to them, if that makes sense?
No,
and I think any other parent in here would agree with me. Like, we're going to provide and do what they ask us to do. Or, does that make sense? But yeah, I think she's going to have a hard time with all of that. And part of me also wonders if, I don't know if when she signs him up, if she's going to try to put him in a special needs classroom, if that makes sense.
Let me ask y'all this. Do you guys think he needs to be in a special needs class? I don't.
I don't.
No, definitely not. No, I do not.
I mean, we've seen enough, since he has started school this year, the school year this year, the difference in him, his speaking and everything, just his communications, period.
Right.
I don't think he needs to be in a special
No, he
Anything.
does not. He does not. And if she were to get him in there, so my youngest refused to learn her ABCs. She was obsessed with dinosaurs. So I got her the ABC book, but it was dinosaurs. And instead of learning her ABCs at 2, she was saying Allosaurus, instead of saying
Right.
A. It was so frustrating. I spent $700 a month when she was in kindergarten on tutoring to get her to read. She wouldn't do it. First grade came, obviously, like I let them know everything. They were like, "Oh, she's smart. She'll be fine." Within a month, she was put in a reading like remedial program
Right.
and pulled
Right.
out before. I think they were supposed to be in there the full year, but before December, they pulled her out. She started reading chapter books. She just had to decide she wanted to do it.
Oh,
So,
okay.
yeah, she's
Cool.
just my little mini me. She's stubborn. So I think that even if she were
Just
to
on
get,
her time. That's all. On
yes,
her time.
yes. She just had a birthday. I let her get purple in her hair. Oh, she looks so grown up now. I'm gonna cry. But yeah, so I think that even if she gets him into a lower place class than he needs, I think just him listening to the teachers give instructions to the class, he's going to build his vocabulary more and more.
Right.
Will it hold him back? Yes. But at the same time, I think just him on his own will end up proving like, no, I don't think he needs to be in here. Another meeting will be held. If that, that's just, that's how I think it's going to go.
That makes sense.
Okay.
And when they call those kind of meetings, because I remember when I first wanted a meeting, I thought it was going to take forever. I mean, they called me, but they had also sent a letter, and it had the date and
Do we lose her?
I don't know.
going to, and it was
there she
very,
is.
very,
Okay.
it was very fast. So I don't think that she would have enough time to also get the documents in order that she would need to in that amount of time.
Okay. Fruit said in Florida they don't hold them back anymore. So, wow. Okay. What if a child isn't ready to go on to the next level?
There you go.
I mean, from what I've noticed, I'm in Georgia. From what I've noticed, ever since the pandemic, they give kids a lot more chances to retake tests and, summer school. So they really don't like to hold kids back. I've just noticed that more since the pandemic, but
yeah, the electrician just called me, wanted to know where it was at. I told him.
But yeah,
You
she'll
guys
have
hear my
to.
husband in the background.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, she'll have to get up during the summer and take him to school.
It's under there.
Right.
Somebody else took it.
It'll be like a year-round school for him.
Yep.
Which is a good thing.
Yeah, it really is.
I agree. Absolutely, I agree. Oh, could you imagine her finding out he'll still have to go to school during the summer and he doesn't have to be up under her?
She'll be happy.
She'll be super excited about that.
Oh, see, like I get upset when summer break ends. I don't like my kids going, so I was thinking it'd be a punishment for her.
Yeah, but you're a regular mom. She's not.
That's true. Maybe it'll be a punishment for her having to get up and pack lunches and make sure he looks presentable.
She ain't gonna do none of that shit. She don't do it now.
That's true.
Could you imagine her trying to pack a lunch for
You
him?
want to eat?
She'll make him pierogies and applesauce.
Oh my God. Or chicken
or
nuggets.
chicken nuggets and mac and cheese with applesauce. God.
No, but all jokes aside,
Yeah, but you won't have the thermos to keep the mac and cheese warm.
yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Right, Ames ramen. Uncooked.
Just here's a brick of ramen.
God.
Yeah, it's heartbreaking.
Have you guys seen her cook ramen? Seriously?
No, I haven't.
Oh, dude, she takes the package and she smashes it for like 10, 15 minutes to where it's like dust and then cooks it.
God. Why?
Knocking the nuggets.
Seafood.
Yeah, I saw that.
Anyhow, I'm gonna drop down. I was
appreciate you coming
shaking
on.
so mad whenever, enough's enough.
Yes.
Oh, I can say that I've calmed down.
Yeah, me too.
I
I was about
literally was
to.
so angry. I was shaking.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Um. And then, oh yeah, my last thing. I know. My kids met. Their best friends that they have stuck with forever since
Hmm.
elementary school.
Right.
That's how I also got a lot of these children that I care for. uh, he's going. He will find his best friend this school year. Mark my words. He will. And he's going to be
Yeah.
end up going over there. And eventually he's going to tell the other parents what goes on in that home. It's going to get out. And
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I agree.
it's going to get out. And, even if legally nothing happens, she will be happy with him being gone all weekend. He'll at least be in a safe space. And her karma, and until
Hmm.
she leaves this earth, she will be alone.
Hmm. Yeah, I agree. I agree.
But yeah, I just wanted to hop up and say that. Thank you for letting me up.
Oh, anytime, honey. Thank you for coming up.
Thank you for having me. Love
I
you.
think I am going to end here soon. I've been on here for almost 2 hours. I didn't think I'd be on here that long.
Oh, it didn't feel like it was that long.
I didn't
Well,
think it was that long until I just looked at the clock.
I'm so glad I saw your post today. I hadn't been on in a while.
Does anybody... Oh, hey, Chaos. Hi, Chaos. Beauty, thank you for coming up. I appreciate you. Chaos, can you hear me? Does anybody have anything else that maybe I can answer a question or whatever before I end? Okay. Thank you, Mikey. No, find out. No worries. No worries, honey. It went a lot better than I thought it would. I sort of kind of kept my cool. I appreciate each one of you being here. I really do. And I thank you for all the taps and all the things. And I guess, well, I'll go ahead and end it. I will see you guys in the streets. I'll talk to you later, guys. I'll talk to you later.